Delhi has been increased.
Okay.
And the industries have been on 100% PNG, and there have been a lot of use of biodecomposer, and winter action plan has been in place. But I will again repeat.
But again, the question is, by when will we actually start seeing results? What about the issue that is at hand as of now, which is difficulty in breathing, respiratory issues? I'd like to give the final word to Dr. Minocha. Dr. Minocha, मैं आपसे ये समझना चाहती हूँ, जो दर्शक हमें देख रहे हैं, हम ऑफिसेज में रोज जा रहे हैं, सबको खांसी है, जुकाम है, कोई नेबुलाइजर ले रहा है, कोई इनहेलर ले रहा है, किस तरह के हम प्रिकॉशंस ले सकते हैं इस माहौल में?
प्रिकॉशन में मास्क जैसे कोविड में यूज़ किया था वैसे ही अब इट्स लाइक अगेन यू हैव टू बिकम रिफ्यूजी इनसाइड योर होम लाइक इन कोविड. So you either limit your outdoor activities, especially for the children, for the elderly, and those who are prone for getting all these kind of diseases. Secondly, whenever you go out, you should use N95 mask at least presently, and that's it. And see, I would like to highlight one more thing. Like you were saying, what are all the things we get? See, long-term effects. People don't know about this heart diseases, the brain stroke. I would like to emphasize on even though pregnant, it affects also on the pregnant women, as you know. It increases the uterine contraction, thereby premature labor.
We might not realize it today, but we are living in a gas chamber which will have long-term implications. Unfortunately, I've completely run out of time. I'd like to thank all our guests, Dr. Minocha, Anuja Kapoor, Kavita, and Captain Shalini. As the doctor said, if you have an N95 like this, a mask, do wear it. If you can restrict your movement for outdoors, please do that as well. That's a wrap from my side. Thanks a lot for watching.
Thank you.
Good evening, hello and welcome to Plain Speak. I'm Anusha Soni. Delhi is literally a gas chamber. The air emergency is truly a problem of the north of the country, but no other city is as adversely affected as the national capital, owing to its peculiar geography. Well, a few years ago, some toddlers had moved the Supreme Court of India, seeking their right to breathe, their right to life. And the Supreme Court imposed a cracker ban, banned the entry of trucks, set up a special panel to deal with pollution crisis. In all these years, if you do away with the judicial intervention, there's very little that the governments have done to control air pollution from the policy point of view. In fact, India doesn't have any specific policy to deal with this menace. It is not a political statement to assert that stubble burning in Punjab is making living in Delhi completely impossible. Well, not that the national capital had great air quality days, but the stubble burning has made it all the more worse. What makes it further bad is that roughly out of the 24,000 farm fires recorded in Punjab so far, about 6,300 have been recorded just in the last 2 days. This explains the thick smog that engulfs the national capital. One cannot simply dismiss the political statements as mere bickering. Seeking political accountability is the beginning point for us to have the right policies in place. Tonight on Plain Speak, we ask on behalf of millions of people who are breathing this poison, when will this suffering end? When will we have a policy in place to deal with this menace? Well, Delhi's air emergency, when will the suffering stop? The suffering will stop when our netas will have long-term policy solutions in place instead of the political bickering that is served to the citizens each and every year. We ask questions to all the political parties concerned here, including the Congress, the BJP and the Aam Aadmi Party, as to what is being done in the long term. The farm fires is an issue in particular states of Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, but more so in the states of Punjab and Haryana, which leads to this crisis in the national capital year by year. Well, first let's tell you about what are the steps that have been taken by the Air Quality Control Management Authority. It's a central government body that makes these recommendations. There is a graded response action plan which is kicked in each time the AQI goes to a certain level. Right now, over 400, very severe category. This is what the Delhi government has announced and this is what the panel has said. The entry of trucks into the national capital has been prohibited. It's one of the steps that was recommended by a special panel that was formed. Now, the entry of trucks, other than that, about 3 lakh diesel light motor vehicles are banned BS6. If you're BS6, you're non-compliant and hence you cannot. Industries using non-clean fuels have been ordered to shut. These are local sources of pollution here in the national capital. Construction and demolition work, that has been stopped, which leads to a lot of particulate matter here in the national capital. All primary schools in Delhi have been shut. They can go to the online mode, but children continue to breathe this toxic air. They might not be going outdoors as much. Noida schools from classes 1 to 8 go online. Many schools in Noida will go online, and they're trying to in some way limit the exposure of children to this toxic air, while most children will still have be breathing this toxic air. But what is the source of this pollution? Delhi, as I said, in most part of the year, 365 days out of 360, roughly 363 days, it never has clean air. The air quality is always a problem. But what is it that makes these few weeks post-Diwali completely unsustainable? It is the farm fires. There are 2 states which we have to primarily look at to understand the data. First, let's talk about the state of Haryana. These numbers we have got from the Haryana Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Department, also reported by various leading dailies. The state of Haryana, in all fairness, the numbers tell us this story, has been able to control the issue of stubble burning to a great extent. These are the instances of farm fires. Look at the number. In 2016, from over 15,600, that number has rapidly come down to about 2,377. That is not a conclusive number because we are still in the season of stubble burning, so it is likely to go up. But look at that, 2020, 4,202, 2021, 6,987. But compared to the last few years, this has drastically gone down, and there is some work that has been put by the state of Haryana. Now, how does that really translate? 30% drop year on a year basis, 55% drop in the last 6 years. That is how long-term policies really translate on the ground. The story is drastically different for the state of Punjab. Look at these numbers. Now, from 2016, where it was about 81,000 over that number stands in 2021 to over 71,304. Right now, it's about 2,400, 166. But as I said earlier, for Haryana as well, this is likely to go up. If you compare September to November data, which is usually the data which has been put out, the number of farm fires has actually increased in the state of Punjab by roughly 30%, and this will go up. And out of this 24,000, roughly 6,000, which make up about 30% of it, have been witnessed in the last 2 to 3 days. That explains the toxic chamber here in the national capital where we are living. So it is not a political statement to say that Punjab fires are leading to this crisis in Delhi, which already has a huge issue with the air quality. How does that translate into numbers? Let's look at Punjab's number when it comes on a year-on-year basis, and how has that really translated in terms of the data. As I said earlier, there is about a 30% increase that has happened in the state of Punjab if you look at the data which has really come in. So as I asked earlier, what exactly is it that people need to do, our politicians need to do in order to ensure that the suffering ends? That's the question we asked tonight. Well, joining us on the broadcast is Harish Khurana of the Delhi BJP, Dr. Mohsin Wali, who's a cardiologist and also a Padma Shri awardee, Mr. Vimlendu Jha, who's an environmentalist, is joining us on the broadcast. Chaudhry Pushpendra Singh, who's the president of Kisan Shakti Sangh, is also with us on the show. We are also expecting somebody from the Aam Aadmi Party to join us on the broadcast. Let's see if they agree to be a part of the show or not. Dr. Wali, I'm coming to you first. I want a perspective in terms of the air that we are breathing right now. What does it mean for healthy adults? What does it mean for children living in the national capital region?
Yes, when you were describing your commentary, you said a big word, right policies in place. So if we don't have them, then our children suffer. Newborns, these are three main categories which suffer. One is newborns, second is pregnant mothers, and third is elderly people. And there is, of course, that universal category of people having certain diseases, lung diseases, asthma, hypertension, cardiac diseases, coronary artery disease, heart patients, heart attack patients, patients who are immunocompromised. So maximal load falls on these patients. And this air goes into our rooms, then it goes into our lungs. And lungs suffer because they are communicating with the outer part of the world. This said, one side, then there is further damage. These years we have been going through COVID suffering, and there are a number of people who do not even know that they have suffered from COVID, and they suffered either mild COVID or moderate COVID, and they recovered. They do not even know that. So population has been suffering, a great number of population has been suffering from COVID in the past 2 years. Now the brunt of this pollution, if you compare with the previous years, will be much more than those who have not suffered with COVID. That is a normal population. So we are adding to the risk through those patients who had suffered from COVID. So this all is now also affecting on oxygen saturation. The patients are requiring more medication for asthma. The blood pressures are shooting up. Young girl of 34 working in one bank called me yesterday, her blood pressure shot up to 240 by 120 for no reason. This is what is happening. Patients normally do not require so much increase in medication. In winters, we normally increase and augment the medication for high blood pressure. What I am seeing this year is they are almost getting double the dose, and still their blood pressures are sometimes very high. So and then asthmatic patients. Just now, a colleague of yours had been calling from hospital, and her mother is down, she's on BiPAP, she just walked in the hospital and suddenly she had the effect of bad air quality and she's now on BiPAP machine.
Well, Dr. Wali, I can tell you that I had my parents here in Delhi and I made sure that, just a week before Diwali, they leave the city. I didn't want them to be exposed to this toxic air, and they both are patients of blood pressure and diabetes. And as you said, the patients face far worse symptoms and the symptoms of their disease, whatever they're suffering from.
One point I will add to this.
Yes.
We have been talking about PM 2.5 and counting it, and you have been showing how drastically the graph is going up, all the newspapers showing graphs like PM 2.5. But there is one point addition to this also, PM1, which is a very small and ready to go in the lungs particle, very small size, and that we are not talking. Probably that is more hazardous, and that comes from tires, airport landings and takeoffs, vehicular tires when they move on the road. This is apart from the diesel pollution what we are talking.
Well, sir, this is the reality of the urban living where we are right now, and of the national capital, which is one of the worst polluted cities, at least at this point in time, if you look at the AQI levels. Mr. Harish Khurana, I'm coming to you. And I'm talking with the help of numbers, and I have no hesitation in saying that if you look at the numbers, the state of Haryana has done its bit in terms of controlling the farm fires. There's much more that needs to be done. But when it comes to Punjab and the national capital, what we are witnessing right now, it's a routine. It's a routine which leads us to this toxic hell and the poison that we continue to breathe in. What are the questions that you're raising? And also, as the union government of the day, is there something that can be done at the central level to ensure that things fall in place, things are in order?
See, when I'm talking to you, the AQI level is 654. It is hazardous. It's in a hazardous range, and we are living in a gas chamber actually. But unfortunately, till last year, Delhi government led by Arvind Kejriwal used to say stubble burning in Punjab is a key problem which is coming in for Delhi. But this year, he's not talking about it. Last year, he was speaking about that he has made a goal, a capsule for removing this parali problem. But what about this year? Where is that goal has gone? If that is so successful, why he has not given to Punjab for that distribution in the paddy lands? Why they have not done it? So my point is, every year, this is yearly, we talk every year, this point of time, this has become a scenario, regular scenario now. But where is the short-term plan? Where is the long-term plan? And where is the mid-term plan? We all know, Parali, stubble burning is a key constraint on this point of time. But every year, the balanced months, we used to live in, because of the weaker emission, we used to still live in bad toxic airs.
Yeah.
But where is the public transport system in Delhi? Only 300 buses have been introduced of electronic buses, which has been given by central government, not procured by Delhi government, but given by central government only. And when you say what
Mr. Khurana, I began by saying that the state of Haryana has done its job. CAQM, which declared the stage 4 norms today, is actually a union government body which has done it for the national capital region, the kind of norms that we're witnessing. So not that I'm taking away from what has already been done. But that being said, for a country like India, especially the north of the country, it's not just Delhi. The AQI in multiple districts of Punjab is also in a severe category, in a very unhealthy category. Those numbers are also reported in multiple newspapers today. If you look at Rajasthan, even parts of Rajasthan, parts of Uttar Pradesh, Haryana are affected. This is a problem beyond Delhi that needs to be addressed perhaps by the union government. I am not taking away from the fact that environment is a state subject, law and order is a state subject, but when it comes to having a policy that can be followed by multiple states in the country, perhaps the union government needs to step in. Mr. Khurana.
Yes, I agree with you, and I think central government is doing a lot what they can do. They have given whatever the money they were demanded by the different state governments. Like, for example, in Punjab, since last 5 years, 1,376 crore has been given for stubble burning, stoppage of stubble burning. We have given that. Like 300 buses, electronic buses, has been given to Delhi government, and 1,000 buses will be coming in next 2 years by the central government only. So central government is helping out. But the problem over here is we need a visionary chief minister in Delhi, especially when you talk about vision, what will happen 10 years before. I'll give you a small example. A BJP government was there in 1993. Mr. Khurana, who was chief minister, who thought about Delhi Metro at that point of time, which was been taken by Congress government after that. Imagine if today the metro was not been there in Delhi, what would happen to our transport system? Same with Sheila Dikshit ji. Sheila Dikshit ji has introduced flyovers in Delhi. Imagine if flyover not been there, what would happen to the pollution level where pollution has gone down? Problem is we need a visionary chief minister, as well as in Delhi, as well as in Punjab also.
No, but Mr. Khurana, you did not answer my question. I asked you a question. You're right, we need visionary chief ministers. I agree that we need leaders who can see 20, 30 years of their time and plan policies for the citizenry. But at this point in time, when we face this crisis, what is it that the union government can do more? We tried the Aam Aadmi Party. We wanted the Aam Aadmi Party to be a part of this panel discussion. They refused to be a part of this discussion. So hence, I'm taking this question up with you.
I told you what central government is helping out. Like, for example, giving them the funds, having a meeting with them. I'll give you a small example. On 29th of September, Bhupender Yadav, who is the environment minister of center, has called all the party, all the state environment ministers over there.
Is it time to have a white paper? Is it time to have, a special group that can look at it?
Please listen to me. Please listen to me 10 more seconds.
Yes.
So they have asked a detailed plan. Please give us a detailed plan, whatever support you want from central government and what the state government is doing. I'll give you the actual fact. Only Punjab and Delhi government has not given the detailed plan of that. Haryana government has given, UP government has given, Rajasthan government has given, but not Delhi government and Punjab government.
All right, I want to bring in Vimlendu Jha also into the discussion. Vimlendu, if you look at the numbers of Punjab and Haryana, these numbers conclusively prove that Haryana has done something right, for which due credit should be given. Why is it that this problem is so persistent in Punjab? I mean, in all fairness, the Aam Aadmi Party has been elected to power very recently. So would it be correct to say that the erstwhile governments did nothing? Or is it more to do with the kind of farming that we see in Punjab?
So indeed, Haryana government has done much better. And it's going to get better in coming years. At the same time, what your question was that whether we need agricultural reforms, and the answer to that is yes. We cannot have solution to stubble burning the same way as we were looking at creating these smog towers that don't really work in that sense. When we look at agriculture, when we look at farming, when we look at stubble, we'll have to look at what are the other opportunities that are available. Stubble burning, for example, it only pollutes Delhi's air. The contribution of stubble burning to overall ambient air quality of Delhi is for around 40 to 45 days, and that ranges from 1% to 40%. So today, for example, it's around 30% in that sense. But imagine on November 20th, air will still be bad. Delhi's air quality, average air quality of Delhi is somewhere around 220 throughout the year. So what you were talking about earlier as well, that Delhi is polluted throughout the year. Punjab indeed,
so it's correct to say that we also, people living in Delhi, including me, don't make noise till we can actually see the smog. That okay, it's out here to kill us. And most of the year,
Absolutely.
if the AQI is about 220, we have accepted it that that's how we're going to live.
Exactly. So this is a new normal right now. Imagine air quality is 600, but markets are open, things are the same, and that is what is very, very disturbing. That imagine cities shut down, cities are evacuated when air quality index reaches 200, 250, and here we are just discussing the problem. Our political class, all these debates that you've been doing, I've been doing last 10 days, we don't see an iota of acceptance of a problem and resolve to solve this. And my problem is indeed with Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal's government and Bhagwant Man's government in terms of really not showing any sort of a political intent. But at the same time, for a problem of this magnitude, for a problem that actually kills 16 lakh people every year, for the problem of a public health emergency when the entire Delhi has become a gas chamber for almost a week, the absolute pin drop silence and inaction from the Prime Minister's office or from the central government is also a little very, very disturbing.
What would you have the central government do? What would you have the central government do? Vimlendu, coming to the
everything. The fact is that if it's yes, so I will tell you the substance of it. Like when COVID happened, central government did not wait for respective state governments to really act on it. It really brought everyone together and said these are the measures. So right now, indeed, if state governments are not able to do so this, can there be more disastrous than this? Can there be anything more killing than 700, 800, 900 AQI? And therefore, why are we not thinking that, why aren't we pressing that emergency button for a situation like this when most of the hospitals in Delhi NCR, are inundated with patients, children, normal people, elderly. So there cannot be bigger emergency than this. So therefore, let's not even say that, oh, well, no, it's not COVID. It is bad than COVID. It kills more than COVID. Here, in terms, it's not just about resource. If, say, for example, we know that there is irresponsible and irresponsive understanding of the situation by Aam Aadmi Party, and truly so, that they've just not been doing enough, or what is in their command. All these years, they were actually blaming the farmers squarely and not doing what they can, as in 50% of Delhi's pollution is vehicular, and perhaps they could have actually bought more buses or more road cleaners, or work on
we also have Chaudhary Pushpendra Singh, who's a farmers leader with us into the discussion, and I want you to pose a question to him as well. In your learned opinion as an environmentalist, what is it that the farmers can do?
See, farmers right now, of course, this season is over. Now we only have to prepare for next season, and we know the reason why farmers burn stubble, or this stubble became a crisis, is because of, many years ago, to solve the water crisis, we started, we created an air crisis. So we will have to look at crop rotation. We will have to look at, can we get rid of चावल की खेती से हम बाहर निकल सकते हैं क्या? तो उसके लिए सरकारों को भी आगे आना पड़ेगा कि एमएसपी क्या करे। तो किसानों को इससे नुकसान है तीन तरह का। एक तो पानी का नुकसान है जो किसानों को भी पता है, हवा का नुकसान है जो भी किसानों को पता है, और तीसरा जो पेस्टिसाइड्स एंड फर्टिलाइजर्स है, कैंसर का जो हब बन गया है पंजाब और हरियाणा, ये भी नुकसान है। तो इसमें फायदा इनका
चौधरी साहब, अभी पंजाब में कुछ समय पहले, अभी कुछ दिनों पहले की बात है, क्या 2 दिन पहले की, फायर ब्रिगेड की गाड़ी जा रही थी, वो पराली की आग को बुझाना चाह रही थी। कुछ किसान आए, उनको रोक लिया, कुछ गुंडागर्दी भी देखी गई, वहाँ पे जो अधिकारी थे उनको उनका काम नहीं करने दिया। यहाँ पे डेटा है जो दिखाता है कि पंजाब में जो पराली जलाने की समस्या है वो बस बढ़ी है। किसान समाज क्या कर सकता है इस पूरी दिक्कत के लिए, क्योंकि सिर्फ दिल्ली नहीं, पंजाब के भी बहुत सारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स, और वो डिस्ट्रिक्ट जहाँ पे पराली जलाई जा रही है वहाँ पे भी एयर क्वालिटी को लेकर एक बहुत बड़ी समस्या खड़ी हो चुकी है। चौधरी साहब
जी, देखिए, मैं सारी समस्या को पर्सपेक्टिव में रख देता हूं। 2009 में पंजाब और हरियाणा सरकार सबसॉइल वाटर कंजर्वेशन एक्ट लाई थी, जिसकी वजह से इन्होंने जो फसल की प्लांटेशन है पैडी की, उसको 2-3 वीक डिले कर दिया। जो हमारी 31 मई के आसपास हो जाती थी वो 10 जून 15 जून के बाद कर दी। अब जब 31 मई को आपकी प्लांटेशन होगी तो वो समय से जो है 30 अक्टूबर के आसपास 31 अक्टूबर तक कट जाती है, और उसको काटने के लिए सफिशिएंट मजदूर भी उस वक्त हमें 1-1.5 महीने का समय, क्योंकि अगली फसल भी हमें बोनी है नवंबर में गेहूं की, तो उसमें हमें समय मिल जाता था। अब इसको जब आपने प्लांटेशन डिले की तो उसी हिसाब से कटाई भी डिले हो रही है, और जब कटाई डिले होगी तो अगला फसल बोने के लिए हमारे पास बहुत छोटा विंडो बचता है, करीब 2 हफ्ते 3 हफ्ते का। पहले हमारे पास 1-1.5 महीना बचता था, तो 1.5 महीने में आपके पास मजदूर उपलब्ध होते थे। इसकी समस्या बहुत सिंपल तरीके से इसका हल है, ना तो इसकी मशीनों में हल है, ना बायो डिकम्पोजर में हल है। वेस्टर्न यूपी में स्वयं हमारे गांव में इसकी कटाई जो है हाथ से की जाती है। जब हाथ से इसको काटते हैं तो वो नीचे से कट जाता है, और उसके बाद जो है वो स्टबल बचती ही नहीं है खेत के अंदर, तो स्टबल बर्निंग का कहीं सवाल नहीं उठता। हाथ से काटने के लिए आपको मजदूर चाहिए, क्योंकि आपने विंडो कम कर दी है, तो उस वक्त तत्काल इतने ज्यादा मजदूर नहीं होते हैं उपलब्ध, क्योंकि 1-1.5 महीने में तो वही मजदूर इस खेत को काटेगा, कल दूसरे को काटेगा, परसों तीसरे को काटेगा, तो वो मैनेज हो सकता है।
देखिए चौधरी साहब, मेरा सवाल पूछने का पूरा आशय, मेरा सवाल पूछने का पूरा आशय किसानों को ब्लेम करने का नहीं है, लेकिन अगर पंजाब जैसे राज्य की बात करें जहां पर मोस्टली जो किसान हैं वो समृद्ध किसान हैं, वो बड़ी खेत है उनके पास रिसोर्सेज हैं, एवेन्यूज हैं, क्या किसान समुदाय को भी आगे आकर ये पराली जलाने की जो पूरी समस्या है इसकी तरफ अपना रवैया बदलना चाहिए? सरकारों को जो करना चाहिए वो अपनी जगह है, ये सारे सवाल हम हरियाणा, पंजाब और केंद्र सरकार से भी पूछ रहे हैं, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं किसान का जो वर्ग है जिसको अन्नदाता माना जाता है, अगर एक इतनी बड़ी समस्या खड़ी हो रही है तो इंट्रोस्पेक्शन की, मंथन की तो जरूरत है वहां पर। चौधरी साहब,
नहीं, मेरी बात पूरी सुनेंगे आप तो क्लियर हो जाएगा।
मैं समझ रही हूँ।
देखिए, जब आपने मुझे डिले कर दिया,
जी आप बोलिए अपनी बात खत्म।
एक मिनट मुझे पूरी करने दीजिए। जब आपने ये कहा कि जो काम मैं 1.5 महीने में कर सकता हूं, आपने कहा नहीं वो आपका काम 15 दिन में करना है, आपने डिले कर दिया उसको। आपकी इंटेंशन ठीक थी कि आप सबसॉइल वाटर भी बचाना चाहते थे, बहुत अच्छी बात है, लेकिन उसकी वजह से एक दूसरी समस्या खड़ी हो गई। वैसे जो स्टैटिस्टिक्स है, सारे अखबार आप पढ़ेंगे तो उसमें बहुत स्पष्ट है कि ये समस्या ऑन एन एवरेज 30, 35, 40 दिन तक 25% कंट्रीब्यूशन जो है पराली का रहता है। बाकी स्थानीय प्रदूषण यहाँ ज्यादा है, कंस्ट्रक्शन का हो, रोड ट्रैफिक का हो, या और चीजें हो जो दिल्ली का है।
25-35%
तो मेरा कहना ये कि ये भी नहीं होना चाहिए।
को गैस चेंबर बना देता है। यहाँ पर सिचुएशन बहुत खराब है। नहीं, मैं आपकी बात समझ रही हूँ। मैं हरीश खुराना जी के पास वापस जाना चाहती हूँ। हरीश जी, कुछ आर्ग्यूमेंट्स हैं जो चौधरी साहब ने करे। उन्होंने बोला कि जिस तरह से खेती हो रही है, जिस तरह से एक फसल से दूसरी फसल के बीच में जो समय होता था वो समय चला गया है, सरकारों को जिस तरह से मदद देनी चाहिए थी वो हमें नहीं मिल रही है। क्या पंजाब के किसान को उस तरह की मदद मिल रही है सरकारों से जो उसको मिलनी चाहिए? आर दे गेटिंग द काइंड ऑफ सपोर्ट दैट दे आर गेटिंग? बिकॉज वन ऑफ द की रीजंस, मिस्टर खुराना, दैट हरियाणा इज एबल टू डू वेरी वेल इज बिकॉज दे आर गेटिंग द स्टेट गवर्नमेंट सपोर्ट.
See, that was my point only. When Haryana government can do and Haryana's farmers can do, why not Punjab government and Punjab farmers can't do? I mean, I'll give you a small example. 498 crore rupees have been given by the center to the Punjab government for this particular problem which Chaudhary is saying. But till now, only 38 crore rupees have been spent till date. 460 crore rupees is still gone lapse. So who is responsible? What I'm saying, we need a visionary people who can take the things forward from there, solve the problem, not blaming to others. The problem is with the Delhi and the Punjab government is only they know how to blame others. They don't want to have a solution, not even long term, not even short term also.
All right, Akil Khan, who is a political analyst, is also joining us on the broadcast. Akil ji, Aam Aadmi Party has been skirting responsibility around this entire issue. They said if we were elected to power in the state of Punjab, we will stop the problem of stubble burning. And we have seen that in the last 5 to 6 years, there was so much political blame game between the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress. When they are in power, they have completely failed to do their bit, and the numbers are a testimony of this.
Madam, if you see the nationwide problem, the environment minister is absent from everywhere. There is nobody, and Modi ji, I don't know whether he's what he's doing. He's not knowing the spelling of cooperation, coordination. This is such a big problem internationally. You see, all over India, this is a big problem. The drought is there, and then flood is there, and there are so many other problems coming up there. But I think they have made Arvind Kejriwal the Prime Minister of India. He has to do everything for every
nobody is holding Arvind Kejriwal responsible for a drought or a bridge collapse. Everybody is asking Arvind Kejriwal the questions when it comes to the problem of stubble burning, because it is his party which is in power in the state of Punjab. And in the national capital.
How many years he is in power?
And
only
what
6
was
months,
the statement?
only 6 months.
And what was the statement that was made when they wanted to come to power in Punjab? That give us few months, we will do away with the problem of stubble burning.
You see, 6 months. Now they have taken up the matter, and the things is going on very well. You see, there are so many problems in Punjab for so many years. This parali burning is not now. It has been there for many, many years.
These are the numbers I am going to quote you. Between September to 15th October 2021, there are about 13,000 instances that were reported of stubble burning. In the same period this year, there are about 16,000 instances of stubble burning that have come up. In the last week alone, 70% instances of stubble burning have been reported. What is the government doing?
I don't know. Is there any magic band? You can do it very quickly for many years.
No, you can at least bring it down. The only expectation which was there from the Aam Aadmi Party is that the numbers should come down.
Madam, let me. I have been an environmental engineer in a multinational company. I know the real problems where it is.
Yeah.
You see, parali burning is a big problem because of that parali burning. Delhi pollution is increasing like anything. And in Delhi, there was so many other factors which was contributing to big pollution in Delhi. That was power problem. And there are so many places, in so many offices, you will have to use DG sets. And then so many other things, and that were making pollution. This is all vanished. And when in Delhi, odd even was introduced, there are so many, all BJP people have come out as if there is a big disaster. Was done
and a lot of us had
even
supported it. You see, a lot of us had even supported it.
They must cooperate with the governments, respective governments.
Okay.
And I tell you, in Punjab, Man Sahab has categorically and commitment he has made that okay.
No, commitment is fine, but at least the numbers should have come down. At least the instances that were reported last year, there should have been a marginal drop in the number of instances, and perhaps we would have not questioned the Aam Aadmi Party in the way and manner we are questioning right now. Mr. Khurana, you want to come in? Please go ahead.
Just a single line question to Mr. Akil Khan. वो घोल बनाया था पिछले साल कहाँ गया? पंजाब में क्यों नहीं दिया? इतना सा जवाब दे दीजिए बस.
बताइए खान साहब, वो जो घोल की बात हो रही थी, वो घोल कहाँ गया? वो यूज क्यों नहीं हुआ?
Just please repeat the question.
There was a particular chemical that the Aam Aadmi Party had said, which they had developed with the Pusa Institute, and said we can use it instead of burning the stubble. Where is that solution?
Of course, that is being used in Delhi, but everywhere you cannot use it.
Punjab.
There is I tell you, there are so many things. I tell you, Mr. Khurana, tell me what the environment minister has done for so many years. Only Punjab, we have come 6 months ago, and you are all blaming Aam Aadmi Party. I tell you what our Prime Minister has been doing, such a big problem of environment, such a big problem of pollution.
What we have
done, in the beginning, we have controlled, but you see, farmers, they have to see their crop first, and in all over India, Punjab is producing the highest.
This is indeed a kind of a disaster for the north of the country, not just for the national capital. Of course, the way Delhi suffers, no other city in the country or perhaps in the world suffers, and we need long-term solutions. Political accountability has to be sought, sir, not bickering. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Akil Khan, Dr. Mohsin Wali, Mr. Harish Khurana, Vimlendu Jha, and Chaudhry Pushpendra Singh, gentlemen, for joining us on the show. Each year, perhaps we'll continue doing this debate for the times to come and hoping for solutions from our netas. Well, moving on, and this is a significant development from the Madras High Court, which has permitted the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh to hold marches in about 44 places across the state of Tamil Nadu on the 6th of November. The state government had earlier permitted the march only in 3 of the 50 places. The court has also instructed the RSS to conduct the marches peacefully or face consequences. The court denied permission to conduct march in about 6 communally sensitive places, including Coimbatore. Interestingly, the ruling found nothing adverse in the reports by the intelligence agencies. Earlier, the Tamil Nadu government had informed the Madras High Court that permission had been granted to RSS to conduct its route march only in 3 places, owing to these very intelligence reports and the prevailing law and order situation. Now, after the ruling of the High Court, questions are being raised over whether the state government took the decision merely based on political interest, without having due regard to the democratic rights of a political opponent. Our focus. Well, that's the question that we are asking right now. When the High Court has allowed the RSS rally in the state, was this an attempt to suppress the democratic right, the right to protest and right to march? That's the question we are asking, throwing open this question to our guests as well who are joining us on the broadcast, Mr. Narayan Tirupati, who's the Vice President of the BJP Tamil Nadu, Dr. Kalanidhi Veeraswamy, who's the DMK MP, KC Palanisamy, who's the former MP of the IDDMK, Mr. Ratan Sharda, who's an RSS researcher and author. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. I want to come to you, Dr. Veeraswamy, first. The state government cited an intelligence report before the High Court. Based on that very intelligence report, the High Court took a call which was very different from the state government. How come the High Court and the government reached different conclusions owing to the same report?
I have not gone through the complete observations what the High Court has made regarding this. And see, we have a lot of objections to the RSS holding a rally, but we do not have any objections to BJP party doing it. You have to understand the fundamental reason why we are making an objection in this fashion, because we do not differentiate between the BJP and the RSS. But the only difference is that BJP is a political party where each and every member who is a part of the BJP is a registered member of that party. But RSS, being a voluntary organization, does not maintain records of its members. And we have seen from their past track record, whenever there has been problems, the RSS has been banned 3 times in our country. And each time the ban has been revoked and they have been allowed to perform. But we strongly feel that the RSS party does not have any kind of membership. So when we say that there is a rally which is going to be happening and a part of their uniform, apart from their khaki trousers and the white shirts, they also wield a stick.
Sir, I ask this question to you with utmost humility. And I'm asking this question to you as a student of law. What gives right to the state government to make that distinction? Are you the judge, jury and the executioner? Is your distinction based on a rule of law? Does the law allow you to make a distinction while granting permissions between BJP and the RSS?
No, we are only claiming if you are going to be allowing RSS, see, we have gone from the track record of RSS rallies. We have seen that violence has erupted in several instances in the past. One. And the other is each and every time that any kind of mishap happens, I mean, like be it the assassination of some huge leader or when there is violence perpetrated by some members, immediately the statement comes out saying that those people who have committed these crimes are not RSS members. Even if you look at the Babri Masjid where it was demolished by the Karsay works and the RSS members, today we have people who have the audacity to say that we are the ones who have participated in the demolition of Babri.
You haven't given me you haven't given me one tenable reason why the state government denied that permission. One tenable reason.
I am giving. No. I mean, you are a student of law, and you try to say that the reasons which I have provided are not tenable.
They're not tenable because they are related. Because they are related to very different instances. When you take a call, when it comes to a particular state, particular route, particular districts, you make decisions based on those particular facets. But I want to bring in other people also into the discussion. Mr. Ratan Sharda, I'm sure you have few things to respond to. Please go ahead.
Actually, I have so many things to respond to. Please give me a couple of moments. First of all, in your opening remarks, you talked about communally sensitive areas. Can any secular party tell me why a communal sensitive area is always a Muslim-dominated area, never a Hindu-dominated area? This question has put me into quandary for decades together. That why only minority area or especially Muslim area becomes a communally sensitive area? Do they have any answer? Are they supposed to look after law and order? Of the peaceful people, or they should only worry about the violent people who create trouble? Secondly, I want to question him. Please list instances in Tamil Nadu where in 90 years of history of RSS in Tamil Nadu, any violence erupted after its march. March is very different from public meetings. RSS doesn't do public meetings. When the march happens all over India, there is not one instance. See, this topping of RSS, basically their hate for Hindus. I'll tell you why. These parties founder EVR used to take out procession of Ram Sita and put garlands, chappals on it, beat it with chappals, and Hindus were quiet. Now today there is Vinayaga processions going all over Tamil Nadu without any problem. That hurts them a lot. What kind of security, what kind of secularism we have? In Tanjavur in 2018, a temple procession of centuries was stopped by a church there. Then in Vikalatur, Muslim people stopped a temple procession because they said we are a Muslim majority area. Hindus had to go to the court. Government didn't play any role. Ganapati installation was stopped by police in Muslim dominant society when Muslims had no problem, but police and government had problem. Again, they had to go to the courts. In Madras, there was a case in High Court where they clearly said government has no role to play in stopping any temple procession, etc. But these people continuously do it. So basically, this hate for RSS comes from hate for Hindus because their entire ideology of Mr.
Sharda,
divide.
I also want you to respond to this argument. I also want you to respond to this argument. Go ahead. Finish your point. Finish your point.
10 seconds.
Yeah.
Aryan Dravid theory has been totally negated by RSS, by all the well-meaning Hindus of Tamil Nadu, and that is a basic hate politics on their rule. The Tamil Nadu for years.
I am going to come to the what is at the core. The argument that was made by the DMK is that RSS, like BJP, is not a political outfit. So if there is any kind of trouble or any kind of law and order situation, it is very difficult to ascertain the membership of the RSS, and because we cannot bring accountability, that is why we denied permissions.
What about PFI then? Do they have PFI membership list? PFI has run amok all over Tamil Nadu after PFI was banned. What did they do? They were rubbing their hands. They could not stop one violent activity in Tamil Nadu, and that is the proof that all this talk of membership is totally irrelevant. It is only their hate for Hindus and RSS that makes them do all that they do.
I want Mr. Narayan Tirupati and Dr. Kalanidhi Veeraswamy also to come into the discussion. We also have Mr. K.C. Palnisamy. I want him also to be a part of this discussion. Now, Mr. Tirupati, coming to you, do you buy this argument from the DMK that it was very difficult to get any kind of accountability from the RSS, and that is why we denied them permission? But what I find fascinating is that there was this intelligence report that was cited, and look at the numbers. The numbers are huge. Earlier, just about 3 places. The High Court allowed them to conduct the rally at 44 places. It's a stark difference. So clearly the kind of opinion that was reached by the High Court versus the government is very, very different in nature. Clearly either they were reading different reports or
because he had said that the RSS members don't come forward and claim themselves as members. All BJPians are from RSS. You should understand that we left out Janata Party stating that we are RSS. RSS is our mother organization. Even Narayanan, now talking with you as the Vice President, I am a proud RSS Swayam Sevak. You should understand that. So never say that RSS doesn't have members. We are all members of RSS. Number 2, they are talking about intelligence. It is really laughable that this same government, before 1 week, we had very clearly stated, even in your channel you had stated, on July 19, 2022, 96 names with the list, with the police station limits, with the address, with the photographs. This government, this intelligence had shared the same with the Coimbatore police. Nothing has happened, and what happened? We all saw that Mubin was what they did in Coimbatore last week. Number two, on 30th of July 2022, the same intelligence had warned the Coimbatore police that there will be a very big lone wolf attack. But this Tamil Nadu government kept quiet and slept. And now these people are coming and saying in the court, see what had happened on October 2nd, the same government, same police said that we cannot give security.
And clearly, Mr. Tirupati, the stand of the government that was taken before the High Court did not agree with that position. Mr. K.C. Palaniswamy, I'm coming to you. Do you agree with the kind of arguments that were made by the DMK government before the High Court?
I leave it.
No,
you have to finish me.
I'll come back to you, sir. I'll come back to you, sir.
But
normally
what
their track record is that the law and order situations are not that good as it was during the IDMK regimes. And recently also, by God's grace, Coimbatore city got escaped. Otherwise, had that cylinder blasted, probably that should have continued with 4 or 5 places. So better to avoid such RSS procession at the current scenario prevailing over Tamil Nadu. But somehow the court allows it. Then the government is bound to go by that. The court also should have given its decision bit early so that the agreement.
Mr. Palaniswamy, please stay with me. Mr. Tirupati is very miffed because I interrupted him in the middle of the argument, and I understand that. Mr. Tirupati, please finish your argument, and then I'll come back to Mr. Palaniswamy.
I am coming to the point. What happened today?
Yeah.
This judge today has literally laughed at the Tamil Nadu government and the public prosecutor, stating that they have showed a monthly magazine saying that there will be a law and order problem, and they have said they have referring 2009 and 2010 FIRs. The judge laughed at them and said that this is not fair. So we have to understand that DMK has got intentions. Intentionally, they are trying to stop. That's what I want to say.
Mr. I want to go back to Dr. Veeraswamy. Dr. Veeraswamy, you might not agree with the politics of the RSS or the BJP. And Mr. Narayan Tirupati is very categorically saying that all BJP members are RSS workers. So it's unfair for you and plastic for you to make that kind of distinction. But just because you don't like their politics, that cannot stop the state government from silencing the political voices which you may not like. It's their democratic right to hold protests. It's their democratic right to take out dharnas and marches, and if there are law and order concerns, you should ensure compliance. You cannot vaguely cite intelligence reports and say, I am not going to allow you the march. Look at the stark difference. The High Court has allowed march at 44 places. Your number was 3.
I'll respond to this in 2 parts.
Yes.
One is when Mr. Narayan Tirupati, my friend, he was talking about membership, saying that all BJP members are members of RSS. I would like to get a clarification if RSS has any kind of a register or rolls of its members, and will they be able to provide who are the members who are going to be participating in a rally of this nature. And the next thing is, when you are talking about any instance, whenever there has been any mishap, I'm right from Nathuram Godse's issue, and even during the Karsevak and the Babri Masjid demolition, every time there is an issue, see, we do not have some kind of a register or an accountability.
But is that even required legally for when you grant right for protest and dharna? Is that required, sir?
Yes,
no, I will tell you. If you are granting, there should be accountability when some rally is happening.
You can have the names of the leaders.
Where there have been instances of past history of track record of violence erupting in these rallies. We do not want to have something where there is no accountability. So we want to have some kind of an accountability for who is responsible for this.
But Dr. Veeraswamy, this was a question that was asked by Mr. Ratan Sharda also, that why would you allow then organizations like PFI in multiple instances of violence that they have indulged in? Show one incident where RSS has indulged in violence in the state of Tamil Nadu. Show them those instances. Give them those examples.
No, in Tamil Nadu, see, Tamil Nadu has vastly been a peaceful state. But for one instance where when it was
so you keep on alleging without any proof.
Show me only one incident.
Accountability was brought to that.
There was a problem in RSS rally.
Show me.
RSS offices were bombed. RSS leaders
I will
killed.
tell you, RSS, there is someone called as Yashwant Shinde who has gone to the
You are
court
talking
and
about
has
Tamil
sworn
Nadu. You
affidavit
said
in which
there are a
he
lot
has
of
said.
incidences, right? Yeah, you were talking about Tamil Nadu.
Mr. Tirupati, let him finish. I'll come to you. Mr. Tirupati, let him finish. I'll come to you.
Where we have problem.
Mr. Tirupati, one at a time, please. Yes, Dr. Veeraswamy, go ahead. Dr. Veeraswamy, go ahead.
Mr. Tirupati, whenever somebody is speaking, I have maintained decency where I never interrupt. I wait for my opportunity to make my points clear. So if you have something to say to that, you tell me. I will stop talking, and you
No,
can.
Dr. Veeraswamy, please go ahead. Please make your point. Dr.
Veeraswamy,
Veeraswamy, make your point, please.
So I am saying that there is an RSS member who has made a sworn statement in a court where he has said that he was trained and he has had history where they have had training for bomb blasts and all those things. So we have also seen when the Babri Masjid was demolished, we have politicians from Tamil Nadu who proudly go on stage and make a claim saying that we were a part of that group.
I'm sorry I'm interrupting you because you're repeating your arguments and I'm very short of time. Mr. Ratan Sharda, a quick response from you before I close the debate.
No, you give me an explanation.
Mr. Ratan Sharda, quick response from you. Mr. Sharda, please go ahead.
My simple answer is, I go back to his repeated question. One is, does he ask for membership of any rally that happens across the India? Has court or any police has said that for any rally, any organization has to provide the list of people who are going for the rally. So this is totally foolish argument. It has no legal base, nothing at all. We ask for track record. He goes back to some vague statement somewhere. You are not speaking. You said I don't interrupt people. So I asked for a list of incidents in Tamil Nadu because you are ruling Tamil Nadu. You are not ruling India nor the world. So come down to earth. Tell me one example where it happened. And tell me one example where you said, okay, we will allow the processions of Hindus and they will not have to go to court. No, we talk about 3 bans. Okay. All the 3 bans are removed.
Well, I think the High Court has given the final word. Out of 44 places, that's where the RSS rally has been allowed.
None of the places, courts found anything wrong with RSS.
And more importantly, the High Court has also said in very clear terms that if RSS is holding those rallies, they better ensure that peace prevails and there is no untoward incident which is reported. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Ratan Sharda, Narayan Tirupati and Dr. Veeraswamy. The High Court has had the last word, so the RSS rallies will continue and so will the politics around this entire rally and the march planned by the RSS. We'll continue tracking this and much more on the other side of a quick break. Stay tuned. In Punjab, that's what my colleague is getting for you. The police there has given a short reaction and said that they're going to give more details in the time to come. They have maintained for peace and calm to be maintained. The fact that this involves certain religious sentiments, that has what been hinted by the locals who have spoken out, by my colleague Pankaj Kapahi who's been reporting. But what exactly are the details, how this incident unfolded, who is this person Sandeep Singh who shot at Sudhir Suri, all of those details will be confirmed via the police authorities in a press conference and we'll wait for that confirmation to come in. Initial reports suggest that in Amritsar, Sudhir Suri, a Shiv Sena leader who was sitting on a dharna, has been shot dead. There's one person, Sandeep Singh, which the Punjab police has apprehended so far. Nipinder Brar, my colleague, is also joining us on the broadcast. Nipinder, tell us the details that you're picking up. क्या जानकारी आ रही है इस समय पंजाब पुलिस की तरफ से? क्या कोई शुरुआती जांच में कुछ पाया गया है?
देखिए, संदीप को गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया है कि थोड़ी देर बाद इसे गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया। वही जैसे हमला हुआ, हालांकि सुधीर सूरी देखिए क्योंकि उनके बहुत इससे पहले कंट्रोवर्सी रही है, काफी विवादों का हिस्सा वो रहे हैं कि शिव सेना के वो नेता और उनकी बयानबाजी के चलते उन्हें जेल भी जाना पड़ा। कई उनके खिलाफ भी मामले दर्ज थे और ऐसे में पुलिस बड़ा गहराई से इस मामले की जांच में जुटी हुई है। भले ही शूटर को गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया है, लेकिन पुलिस अब गहराई तक जाने की कोशिश कर रही है कि आखिर इसके पीछे सही में वजह क्या रही। क्या उनके कोई पुरानी जो रंजिश है सिर्फ वही कारण रहा, या फिर उनके जो भड़काऊ भाषण रहे हैं क्या वो कोई कारण रहा, या फिर इसके पीछे कोई और कारण रहा। इसे लेकर के बड़ा गहराई से पुलिस का दावा है कि वो जांच करेंगे, उसके बाद चीजों को स्पष्ट किया जाएगा। लेकिन फिलहाल क्योंकि संदीप सिंह को गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया है और जो सूरी है उनकी मौत हो चुकी है, और ऐसे में सबसे बड़ी एक चुनौती ये भी है कि अब लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को कैसे मेंटेन भी कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि शिवसेना के एक नेता थे सूरी, और हर तरह के लॉ एंड ऑर्डर को लेकर के भी पुलिस इस वक्त कहीं ना कहीं अलर्ट है, ताकि ऐसा ना हो कि माहौल जो अमृतसर से शुरू हुआ, ऊपर से नवंबर महीना 1984 में जो दिल्ली में सिख नजरकुशी हुई थी, उसके बाद से लगातार नवंबर महीने को लेकर के पंजाब में माहौल थोड़ा टेंस रहता है, उस पर नजर रखी जाती है। तो ऊपर से अमृतसर में ये घटना होना, तो अब देखिए पुलिस लगता है कि गहराई तक जाने की कोशिश करेगी ताकि चीजों को अगर स्पष्ट किया जाता है, क्योंकि तब तक मामले को रोकना कहीं ना कहीं चुनौती रहती है जब तक उसका मोटिव ना क्लियर हो, और मोटिव भले ही उसे निजी रंजिश माना जा रहा हो, या फिर ऐसा कई बार ऐसा होता है कि पहले रंजिश की बात सामने आती है, उसके बाद चीजें कई बार दूसरी तरफ डाइवर्ट होती नजर आती है।
We're running these visuals on the screen right now. That's the moment when the leader was shot, and he's been shot dead. Unfortunately, he's been declared dead when he was taken to a nearby hospital. He was a Shiv Sena leader. There was a local issue pertaining to certain religious sentiments. The confirmed details of this entire incident are yet to be put out. We'll await those details. It's a developing story. One person has been arrested. That's what Pankaj is telling us at this point in time. पंकज, कहीं ना कहीं राजनीतिक रूप से बहुत सारे सवाल उठ रहे हैं आम आदमी पार्टी की सरकार के लिए, चाहे बीजेपी हो या कांग्रेस और अब शिवसेना। उनका कहना है कि कानून व्यवस्था में बहुत ढिलाई है और इस तरह की घटनाएं इसी वजह से हो रही हैं।
देखिए, अब जो विपक्ष की पार्टियां हैं, चाहे कांग्रेस हो चाहे बीजेपी हो, उन्होंने मौजूदा आम आदमी पार्टी पर निशाना साधना शुरू कर दिया। और अभी जो फर्स्ट सिलेक्शन राजकुमार वेरका का आया या हरजीत सिंह गरेवाल का आया, जो बीजेपी के नेता है, उनका ये कहना है कि पंजाब में कानून व्यवस्था जो है वो काफी ज्यादा खराब हो रही है और कानून व्यवस्था को लेकर सरकार ध्यान नहीं दे रही। सरकार की तरफ से कोशिश कर रही है सरकार से बात करने की इस बाबत, क्योंकि विरोधियों की तरफ से लगातार निशाना साधा जा रहा है। और अब मेरे जो सहयोगी हैं वो पुलिस से बात करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि पुलिस की तरफ से इस पूरे मामले में कोई जानकारी जो है वो दी जाए। जब तक ऑफिशियल जानकारी आएगी उसी के बाद क्लियर हो पाएगा। लेकिन जो संदीप सिंह का जो हमला करने वाला था उसको गिरफ्तार कर लिया गया, और उसकी जो गाड़ी है, जो समर्थक थे, उन्होंने उस पर ईंटें मारकर उसकी गाड़ी को जो है वो तोड़ा भी है। और वहीं दूसरी तरफ अब पुलिस से बात करने की कोशिश जो है लगातार की जा रही है कि अब तक इस पूरे
Welcome back. A Shiv Sena leader, Sudhir Suri, has been shot dead in Amritsar while holding a dharna with a police presence. Suri was declared dead on arrival at the local hospital. Khalistani outfit Justice League India has claimed the responsibility of the murder. BJP and Shiv Sena have taken on the Punjab government for the breakdown of the law and order machinery in the state. Aam Aadmi Party convener Arvind Kejriwal has announced Isudan Gadvi as Aam Aadmi Party's chief ministerial candidate for the Gujarat Assembly polls. Kejriwal said that the decision is not taken by the Aam Aadmi Party but by the people of Gujarat. Gujarat will go through two-phased elections. The first phase of the polls will be held on the 1st of December and the second one on the 5th. The results will be declared on the 8th of December. Now, the Assam government has tightened the noose on conversion rackets in the state. 7 German nationals were nabbed and fined by the police. They were in the state to address public gatherings of Adivasi workers in Golaghat and Karbi, organized by the church. This comes after the arrest of 3 Swedish nationals who were later deported for flouting visa regulations by indulging in missionary work while on a tourist visa. The DMK government has upped the ante against the centre over Hindi imposition. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has organised statewide public meetings today against the Hindi imposition. Stalin also targeted the centre, saying that the imposition is a direct onslaught on India's soul and imposing Hindi is against the integrity of India. And it's a big fallout in conman Sukesh Jain Rao, Dr. Satyendra Jain and Sukesh Chandrasekhar. The Director General of Prison, Sandeep Goyal, has been transferred out in an order from the Delhi LG Vinay Saxena. He is to be replaced by Sanjay Beniwal, an IPS officer. Sukesh Chandrasekhar had written a letter to Delhi LG accusing the Aam Aadmi Party leader Satyendra Jain of threatening and extorting over 50 crore in the name of protection money. And a civil service aspirant in India has come up with an interesting idea to establish the first of its kind initiative in Budgam. Irfan Ali is setting up a library cum reading room, Ikra, in his hometown to help the youth who cannot afford books or study materials and want a good atmosphere for studying for competitive exams. He started from a small rented room. It contains more than 300 books on UPSC and for further exams. And the Russian Defense Ministry has released video of what it said were Russian soldiers released as part of prisoner swap. According to the information, over 100 military personnel were returned from Kyiv-controlled territory, and Ukraine has released 65 personnel from different regions. And days after Pakistan Prime Minister visited Beijing, German Chancellor has also paid a visit to the Chinese Premier Xi Jinping. Germany wants to reflect the importance of its trade ties with the world's second-largest economy. But this visit has drawn criticism over China's tacit support for Russia in its war on Ukraine. And multiple protests have erupted across Pakistan after the assassination attempt on the ousted Prime Minister Imran Khan. Demonstrators have taken to the streets protesting against the Pakistani army, and some were seen burning tires. Police used smoke grenades to disperse these protests. Pressure is mounting for US to ban the social media app TikTok over concerns that Chinese government could access the private data of its users in United States. The concern arose after TikTok made it clear that European data can be accessed by the Chinese-based employers. And in Seen Unseen today, as anti-hijab protests continue across Iran, citizens are